There's not a stable community where people live and work for long periods of time.
But they need space to move around too.
The migrant worker typically is there to earn money. They're building up a nest egg for when they move back home.
But they are not caged chicken.
They are.
They have maybe one day off a week, but what they want is to maximize their income that they can take home at the end of a couple of years of work in Dong Nguyen.
So I think the point Rob was making here is that whatever happens on the ground in terms of planning and actual infrastructure and so on, if there's no community demand that pushes, then you're not going to get the output. And Hong Kong has suffered that for a long time as well, but now we see the community. And Michael is one of those outspoken personalities among that, and there are many more that are speaking up, and then the government and the planning system is responding to that, and things start to improve. But if the community is not demanding, then the other side may not deliver. Michael, you want to make a comment?
Countryside in Hong Kong is actually quite accessible compared with like other developed countries around the world. Still, yeah. But then, with my investigation in Shenzhen, actually many factories are in 30-minute walk or within 30-minute walk or even a 10-minute walk from the Greenway. But then when you're talking about the accessibility to the countryside or to the green world, I would question whether that kind of mentality of to pave concrete roads without any stairs and cars can accessible with those so-called footpaths could actually bring people to a green place in such a way that you have actually destroying the environment and let people to go into the countryside. And with my investigation, actually some of the greenways are with CCTVs connected to police cameras or public safety officials.
Point well made. And I think we're heading for 12:30, so we always try to keep our time. So we have two questions left in the room to be answered.
Yes, my question is very short. I'm intrigued by the content issues. I'm a little bit astonished about your public consultation concept. It seems to be an old top-down model. So my question to you, how do you integrate some of your content and your ideas with Web 2.0 and usage of social media for the energizing of the citizens?
Oh, KK, I love that question. You want to take the second question too? Okay, then we can take the question.
Well, that's very, very opportune because mine is pretty much the same thing. I mean, Hong Kong didn't actually attend 1992 UN Rio Summit, which was really about Agenda 21 and bottom up. And it's really, in Hong Kong, it's been the results of the NGOs like Friends of the Earth, like Greenpeace, like WWF, like all the ones that have sort of slightly less well-known, that have really acted on behalf of the community. And I would say now that at last we've got a very alert and attentive community that really does care, but it's taken some time. So my question is, what's happening on the mainland and who is acting for them? I know that Greenpeace is there and of course WWF, but how is that process going along? And I understand exactly this problem of the migrant workers and them really not having interest because they've got other priorities. So you have to have a stable lifestyle before you feel there's something, a role for you in your future community. So the question is really, what are the NGOs doing and what is their success?
In the mainland, and the other question is on the issue of using the Web 2.0. Katie, you want to just comment on that one?
Yes, I don't think I can speak on NGOism. Pity that Christine has left. I believe Christine would be in a better position to share with you her experience working in mainland authorities as well as the mainland NGOs. As for the public consultation process, yes, we always admit that there are rooms for improvement. Indeed, even within Hong Kong, in the past decades, we have experienced this evolution process to make our public engagement process, that can better reflect, the preference or the aspiration of the community. Yeah, I don't think we can say at any one point in time we can make a perfect system, for our public engagement. But we would always consider there is room that we can do better.
On the panel.
I just want to add something on the NGO. NGO is still under a very tightly controlled regime in China. And perhaps the environmental NGO is already the most independent, quote unquote, and vocal among such NGOs because of that complication that they managed to find a way that can work through the political control. But there's a long story, I will not go to elaborate. But still, they need to have a high degree of cooperation with the official lines, and also not to be perceived as so vocal in the way that said something against the official line. So that's what I want to separate.
Constructive criticism works.
It's not criticism, not at all.
Constructive.
No. Constructive working under the table or something like that.
Okay.
Well, just a quick, in terms of like 2.0 engagement or like so-called public engagement concept, actually the planning department has been doing well. Like the Island East Harbourfront development, they have 3-stage public engagement exercise. But this time, I don't know whether they have done this or not. Of course, obviously, it seems that this consultation is seemingly not led by the planning department. If so, they would create something like Facebook, Twitter, or so on. Actually, the civil society, or the so-called Bay Area Concern group, right now, you can check on Facebook /Bay Area Concern, have created Facebook, Twitter, and blog to go on to those engagement with the public. And for last Saturday, there was a seminar in Cantonese and organized by my think tank. They invite Development Bureau and as well as the planning department to attend, but at the end they have rejected. So I don't know whether they're so busy or they could actually watch it online and then engage people during the conference online. But I don't know whether they have done it or not. At the end, I would say in April 9th, there will be another forum organized planning department in Canton, and I hope every of us could attend and then engage with them.
Okay, there's an invitation. I'd like to wish you all a very happy weekend. I'm not sure you're going to all go to the Rugby 7 still, but I'd like to thank the panel. For me, it's always a disappointment when we come to an end of one of our forums, because then I always go like, there were more questions I wanted to ask, and we should have challenged some questions about the Hong Kong to Macau Bridge and the West Rail Link and all the other projects that are somehow in the pipeline and we all want to talk more about. Ralph and I have spoken about those many times about whether we're on the right track or the wrong track, but we probably shouldn't go there. I must say it's been a very interesting development, and for me the good thing is that because when this plan was published, and I'm looking at the back, the Pearl River Dirty Bay plan, it stimulated a lot of controversy. People that wanted to get involved and had never had a chance to be involved. And controversy is good, because now suddenly we have almost every week a discussion about regional planning, all being conducted by all these different groups. And all of that is going to result in good thinking, and all of it is going to have its impact. And as of today, I'm sure more people will send in letters to the prdbay.com website. There are the addresses there inviting for submissions. And all of that will ultimately contribute to a better society. Thank you very much and have a lovely weekend.